Happy Tuesday, boys and girls. My name is Jeffery Scott Mitchell, and this is the second time I've made a video and didn't have the audio working, or it stopped, or something happened where the video didn't come out. That's 2 times. So I'm in the market for another camera app on my phone. This camera app needs to be able to flip, and I would really like to be able to see the audio meter to make sure that I'm recording audio. As you can tell in my voice, it seems like, well, it's not always when. Well, I guess, like I tell my customers at work, this thing always happens when it's a deadline, because when it happens and it's not a deadline, you don't really care. You're like, just cut the computer off. I'll work on it, I'll fix it Monday. It's only when you need to get that time card in, or you need to get that document edited and back to your, not supervisor, what do you call, if you're an assistant, what is the person who is not you assistant to? What do you call a person who is, if you're an assistant to? Anyway, get back to them. Anyway, I had a commentary. I thought it came out well. Let's just face it, I thought it came out well. And it started something like this. As smart and capable as I am, I don't feel it. I just don't feel it. It's almost like I can't recreate it. I can't recreate it. I could probably go in a different direction, but it's kind of difficult. It feels difficult to me to go back and to recreate something I already did, especially after I feel I put it down and got it out the way I wanted to. And then you look at the video, you see me talking and getting down and doing this, there's no damn sound on it. And that probably comes, and I was gonna say that could probably come from me going with the wireless camera, the wireless microphone. And now it's all in there, it may be acting weird. And I just wanna minimize all the obstacles or issues I might have with doing this. And that's probably part of the fun. That's probably why I actually like doing this stuff so much. The commentary is nice and everything, but let's just, I love talking, but I love tinkering too. I love building it myself. I said many times, I can afford to go out, buy a professional system. Hell, I can afford to go out and hire somebody to come in and set me up and maybe even walk around recording me. All right, meet me here today. I want you to shoot me, wire me up and shoot me, and have them take the responsibility of the video coming out and even editing it and all that and posting it. I could pay somebody to do that. Technically I can afford to, you know what I mean? But it's not the point. The point is doing it myself. The point, a lot, is for me to always to do it myself. Because, as I was saying in the previous video, I'm gonna try to do it. As smart and capable as I am, and by smart and capable, I mean, I have the ability to get the things that I want and desire, and smart enough to get it while maintaining a harmony around me. Because sure, you can go out and steal it. You can go out and do this and do that to get things you need. But you better do that and to maintain a harmonious aura or environment or society or group or social circle around you. It takes a little bit of intelligence. And of course, without an abundance of labor. But anyway, as smart as I am, sometimes it takes pain and sickness for me to learn a lesson, for me to understand. I know damn well that if I'm gonna eat this much food, and if I'm gonna go to bed and get cookies, and eat cookies and stuff in the bed while laying down, I'm smart enough to know that I'm gonna get sick. I'm smart enough to know there's a chance that I'll get sick. And in doing that, and in saying that, when I still do it, leads me to my analogy of the weakness of the flesh. The best parts, some of the best parts of being human lie within the weakness of the flesh. I know damn well I shouldn't be doing this. I know damn well when I've done this before, this has happened, but I still do it anyway. As smart and capable as I am, as brilliant as I am, why do I continue to do that to myself? Why? And in there lies the weakness of the flesh. And within that lies some of the most exciting and beautiful parts of being human. Because if we were instinctive and we didn't have consciousness and we didn't have quote unquote choice or free will, imagine what we'd be missing. In the previous video, I went on to say, look at Las Vegas. Look how many billions of dollars we spent on entertainment. What does entertainment have to do with the goal? We don't know what the goal is. We don't know what the goal is. We don't know what we're here for. We don't know what we're supposed to be doing. If we knew we needed to get to point A, we can say, all right, we don't need to do this to get to point A. Get to point A, this is definitely, if we undertake this, this is a deterrent. Something like alcohol. Alcohol is legal. People want to drink and get drunk. What's that about? How does that do us any good? And good is relative. That's why I really don't say, I don't believe in good or bad. Because even sickness is bad. Of course, most people agree that sickness and getting sick is bad. But hell, look what you learn from it. Sometimes that's the only way I can learn. And I'm smart and brilliant. I need to get sick every now and then to shut my ass up and to sit my ass down to get my attention. God made sickness for a reason. Like in my life, going back, it's like I learned more from the trauma. Of course, it's easier to say that. It's probably the same thing like, people saying, why does this always happen when something urgent is going on? Why does this happen when I got a, deadline? Why does this always happen? But it's probably maybe that I notice the things I learned from trauma and sickness just stand out of my mind. Whereas there's been lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of times where I learned without that trauma and sickness and was able to retain that information and take it forward in my life. But it's easier just to say, hey, you remember that moment, oh yeah, when I went to jail, went to county jail, and that's what made me quit drinking. Oh yeah, when I passed out on an airplane, that made me quit vaping. Oh yeah, when I got sick here, that made me stop doing that. You remember those moments. But there are probably other more subtle moments where I've learned and gotten by. And then now I'm checking to see, make sure I'm recording. Make sure this thing is recording again. Is it? Yeah. So I got to start checking that every 5 minutes now till I get an app. Plus I want to be able to flip it too. See, I want to be able to flip the video. But anyway. So, and again, I was saying that we don't know where we're going. We don't know what we're supposed to do. There is no ought to be. There only is. This is an experiment. This is live production. This isn't a rehearsal. We don't get we're doing the quality control during the experiment. And this is really not an experiment. Everything is an experiment if you want to look at it that way. This is not an experiment, this is real life. This is what we're doing. We can conduct experiments in the into trying to figure out the best path to going where we're going. But I go back, we don't know where we're going. We don't know what we're doing this for. We don't know what we need to develop into being. We don't know what we need to be. We don't know how we need to be it. But one thing I can say for sure though, what the hell do we need Vegas for? What the hell do we need Vegas for? We spent billions and billions of dollars on Las Vegas. That's purely for entertainment, for sex, gambling, drunkenness, and debauchery. We created a whole city, made it beautiful with lights, billions of dollars, gambling, prostitution. I mean, celebrated worldwide. An alien race, maybe more advanced, quote unquote, than we are, is gonna come here one day and say, what's wrong with these beings? Why they waste or use or invest so much of their resources in something that doesn't aid in their survival? But does art, does entertainment aid in our survival? In the video I first made, I was walking up and I actually stopped the video to take pictures of all electronics, my electronic surplus store. It's been in my life since I've been here. I love that damn store because I'm into electronics as a hobbyist. Do we need electronic stores? Do I need hobbies? Why was that thing so important to me? Why was that place so important to me? So I can get my stuff to tinker with and to build. Why am I building this stuff? What's the point? Is it quote unquote wasted in the big scheme of things? Things I should be trying to do? Should I be quote unquote wasting my time doing that? Only because I like it and I enjoy it for my pure satisfaction and gratification? Should I be investing my resources? Not only that, should other people invest far more resources in creating an all electronic store? Wow, look at that. Where'd all that dirt come from? My God. Look at all that dirt. They got a lot of dirt over there. See, if I had a flip cam, I'd be able to flip it so you can see it. There don't usually be that much dirt over there. And now they're taking that dirt, they put it in trucks, and the trucks is taking it somewhere. But anyway, and it's like, ooh, look at a huge dump truck over there I see. I just see the top of it. And it's like stories high. It's like, I see it going down now, I think. Yeah, I do. Wow, look at all that dirt. Y'all missing it. Wow, it's impressive. My God, who put all that dirt over there? Anyway, now see, I'm looking at all that dirt. That I can look at and understand, wow, big trees. Look, they cut down a whole bunch of trees. Look at that, wow. That came from somewhere. Anyway, see, I can look at that and see that's helping our infrastructure. That's helping us survive, make transportation. You know, I can understand an investment in something like that. I mean, just to, you know, to simplify things. What is the investment in all electronics? Why would somebody create an electronics store? Okay, maybe most of their customers were businesses. And businesses are built on capitalism. Capitalism is the economy or the mechanism or the system we use to get resources and services to the people based on supply and demand. I believe in capitalism. I do. I believe in capitalism. I believe in people being mega rich. You go, there's gonna be winners and losers. I like the fact that everybody ain't gonna make it. There's gonna be a lower class, upper class, middle class, no class, disenfranchised. There's gonna be elites, there's gonna be 1%. I like that. I believe in that battle, that struggle, that Darwinism, that Darwinic, I made that word up, Darwinic, that Darwinic idea, that Darwinic system of commerce. You know, the best product out there, competition. Like I need a new camera app. And there's people out there competing to put the best one out there. And to get the best one out there drives the competition. And I believe there's nothing better, or I don't think we can think of anything more efficient than driving competition. No, I don't think we can think of anything better to drive product quality than competition and demand in a capitalist system. Somebody over there in that tree, I hope. Yeah, they look like they're pulling that tree. I see a tree getting pulled down. Hopefully somebody over there doing that. Yeah, they're trying to tear it down. Try to clean up all the trees and stuff, probably before fire season, the dry season, which I probably can't wait because my nasals and rhinitis or sinusitis or whatever is acting up every 4 days now. It's starting to get to me. Tylenol doesn't work. I think I'm gonna have to go get me some Sudafed, and not the generic Sudafed. Go get the real sinus pain stuff. Getting on my nerves is what it's doing. Like I might order some. Online. I can get it. Get the sinus, get the real stuff for sinus pain, and not just, allergies or whatever. I think I might have gotten the wrong one. And it was a CVS brand. Seeing that, it's competition. Sudafed is gonna put out a product. They're gonna put it out there. People gonna buy it or not. Because of the internet now, or word of mouth before, we found out what the best products are. But now we really can find out what the best products are. Because there's open competition, there's open dialogue. As I was saying with Parliament Funkadelic, because I was one of the first people on the internet. Parliament Funkadelic was one of the first bands to hear directly from the fans, unfiltered, uncensored. There was a place that hundreds of people can go and just openly discuss the band. And they were privy, and the band was able to see that. And it became a thing. I started one, and then I tried to start another one, but they made it, I think Melissa Weber, DJ Soul Sister, made the One Nation board, and that became the big one. That's where everybody went. The band members was there, everybody was there. We talk openly. And some of us was anonymous. Some people were anonymous, so they would just say any fucking thing. They would just say some crazy shit because it's anonymous, and they weren't worried about any repercussion. So it did open up some discussions. It definitely opened it up for some lively discussions that may or may not have been true or accurate or carried any weight. But my God, that anonymity was the key. And like with Facebook, the thing with Facebook, simple, very simple. It started with friends. I think to get on Facebook, you had to have a friend on Facebook or something like that. You had to be invited or something like that. And then it got to the point where you started building your circle out of people you knew. You were able to develop your social group based on your choices of people you knew, and you only let people you knew in there. And that, I think the brilliance and importance of that, it was policing. It kept people from just doing crazy stuff and going wild and just saying anything, because they actually knew you. People actually knew you. Your mother and your kids and your cousins and your girlfriends and all them was able to see you, on there and see who you are and what you're doing. They know you. People who can walk up and punch you in the face. And that kind of, put some policing and some restraint on it. And I read that that's the one of the things that social media doesn't have. It's that, the bullying. You ain't gonna say crazy stuff because a bully will come get you face to face. Not a bully, but a strong arm. That you actually get punched in the face if you say something crazy to somebody ain't standing there. But if you could go on the internet and say stuff, there's no immediate physical repercussion. So, and now I just stop because I'm like breathing and doing this and doing that, and I'm waiting for that nasal pain. I'm waiting to see when that nasal pain starts or how it starts. I got to get that shit fixed. I got to get this, because now I'm just alert to it and used to wake up to it, and it seems like now it's starting to develop during the day. It's usually always before it rains. Last time I was in Ohio and I got it and I'm like, what the hell? And it started raining that night. It's just almost like clockwork right before it rains. And I look at the sky, see there's clouds in it. And like, every time I get it, I would like put it in my calendar. Like during the summer here in California, I didn't get it that much. It was sporadic. And this last month and a half or whatever, I've been getting that stuff almost like every 4 days now. And that's just ridiculous. Getting it like every 4 days. What is that about? But anyway, that's what I was saying. So I kind of got back into it. I kind of was able to let you get filled in on what I was talking about before about the weakness of the flesh and how I should know better than eating crazy, knowing it's gonna make me sick. I mean, I'm doing well. I'm doing good. I'm fighting my weight. I've been eating like an idiot. I quit smoking Black and Milds because it was making me sick. Quit smoking weed because it was making me sick. Quit vaping because it was making me sick. Quit drinking because it was killing me. That was 30 years ago, 40, maybe 40, almost 30 years ago, 1989, 35 years ago. But, stuff like that. And the response, you think we were so smart? We better do that stuff. Why are we weak? Why do people have addiction? It could be biological, and really nothing they can do about it. It could be biological, and I'll accept that. There could be something in people. There's definitely something in people's personalities that make them a certain way. That is definite. That I know for sure. You just see some people are just prone to be a certain thing, or prone to react a certain way, or prone to certain dispositions that you can just obviously see just born into them. You can see that was probably not developed. Now there's some people out there with trauma, maybe even the susceptibility to trauma could be something that's bred into an individual. But, you can see different personalities that just were there from the very beginning, of people growing up. Like cousins of mine who just always, just the same disposition from day one, and how they were born and raised and stuff. So, and me, they say I've always been this way. My mother tells me that the way you are is pretty much how you been, whatever that may be. So that's how it goes. But I think I got that said. I'm pretty sure it came out recorded. I just got to be more careful with the recordings. And step by step, I'll get it to work right. I'll be glad when that flip cam comes back. This flip cam, I was able to do things and flip the camera. And I really want to be able to flip the camera. Because I can just show you some stuff. I want to be able to display stuff, my surroundings, while I'm walking, without having to stop it and starting it. And then when I stop and start it, and I put it on the front face of the camera, or the rear face of the camera, whichever one, the resolution is different, and there's a whole other adjustments I gotta make, blah, 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 blah. I miss my flip cam. The only thing flip cam needed was like an audio meter on the side that shows that it's picking up audio. If I get that, we'd be in business. We would be in business. But anyhow, I think that's all I want to say about the weakness of the flesh. Knowing damn well I shouldn't be doing my body like that, but it feels so good. I can't stop. I'm like, I can't stop. It feels so good. When I was laying there eating them cookies and that stuff, it feels so good. I mean, it was like nothing wrong. But knowing damn well what was really gonna happen, you could tell, it was like nothing wrong. I was like, oh, wow. This is the best feeling, oh my God. Sure enough, I ate all them damn cookies too. Knowing damn well if I took that whole, what was left of them cookies, that I was gonna eat them all and not stop. I should know better. And I do know better. And the whole idea is the weakness of the flesh. Why do I continue? Why do I do that? Why can't I stop that? Why is it something that I can't control? Or do I want to control it? Or is it controlling me? Or is it just part of what I am and who I am and what I do? You know, you don't know. You can't tell. Walking down here by a homeless encampment. Because they chased them away from other places. Now they found a little spot where they can be at, I guess. But they ain't get chased out yet. It's been a while since I walked this way. I don't know if you can see it behind me now, but yeah. Homeless, they cleaned it up a lot. They cleaned it up a lot. But as the Dane said, they gotta go somewhere. They gotta go somewhere. And I was like, no, they don't. But then I thought about it. And I equated to maybe translation, because I like equating things to translation. When I talk to people from different countries, they word things differently, and it makes it very interesting. They use different words to try to say the same thing, but the way it's phrased hits differently. Because like she said, they gotta go somewhere. And I was like, no, they don't. Then I thought about it, and I changed it to say, they're going to go somewhere. And that you can't deny. They are going to go somewhere, you know. And I'm looking up here now, one of the encampments that was kind of forming before. They cleaned it out and fenced it off. That's what they're doing now. See if I can flip the camera, I'll be able to show you. And I think some of the people that we saw back up there may have come from this camp. And they cleaned it up. Look at it, they cleaned it up, it's all nice now. And they put a fence all the way around it. The same kind of fence that I saw in Hollywood and in Venice. So it looks like to be a systematic system or systematic organization or effort, you know. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see anything? I don't know if you can see what you can see, what you can't see. But see, it used to be homeless camp all down through there. They got rid of it, they cleaned that up. Put a fence up there, and that's that. Anyway, swinging on y'all. Anyway, swinging on y'all 2 times. Am I sideways, or should I hold it like this? Should I hold it like this? Swinging on y'all 2 times. For me, for the phone. For every elementary particle. Why do I say this every time? And I was thinking, why do people have intros to their videos? Some people have intros that's too long. What's the point? I'm gonna ask my boy, he make podcasts. He like, you know, he's like a real comedian and trying to do it professionally, and he gets like real guests on this thing. And he's doing it himself, so it still has like a homemade feel to it, and I like it that way. And I asked him, I said, why do we do intros? What's the purpose of an intro? Because some of these intros just be too long. Just start talking already. That's why I try to make mine short. You know, I could have had an intro. In fact, my podcast. Ooh. Look at that. You see that? That window broken like that? Oh, it's like double windows. Oh, it's like a double window. Can you see it? It's like a double window. Anyway, you know, I was like, why have an intro? You know, it's nice and everything, but the intro ain't got to be but 5 seconds long. And even in some of the series you watch, you can skip intro, but more so, some of them are being made without the intro. It just goes right into the story, and then they show the credits as the story goes. I'm like, what's the point of an intro? Because you can skip it and all that. So, you know, I mean, skipping it is one thing, but there must be a point. I should Google, huh? I I should Google, what is the point of an intro on a podcast? Why don't people just start talking? You know, just start talking, just start saying what you got to say. Anyhow, every elementary particle in any atom in this, or in any universe that ever was, is, or will be, a totality of it all, theory of universe, hypothesis of all as one. My name is Jeffery.